Yeah, and welcome to Papa Stash 102. So what we are doing here today is I'm going to tell you about a DVD series I am releasing for acoustic guitar beginners to intermediate. I'm super stoked to be bringing this to you, but not only that, I'm going to give away multiple copies of this for free. All you got to do is comment. I'm looking for funny, upbeat, fun comments. You know how that's what we do around here on all the channels, whether it's Papa Stash Pop, Papa Stash 102, whatever, the country channels, the rock channels. Fun, awesome, positive, fun-loving people, right? We get the picture. So, again, down there in the link, make sure you check that out because that is what you can win for free if you are funny, positive, and awesome, like I know all of you are. So it's going to be tough. So I'm just going to have to, like, that one, and that one, and that one. I have to pick totally at random. So we're going to break down a nice, easy, in the style of progression right now, something that is going to be covered extensively on those DVDs. I'm super stoked. I know you guys will totally love them, especially if you're just starting out and wanting to get better and just own it and be able to play like 50 progressions by the time you're done. All right, let's zoom in for a closer look. All right, so let's break down a famous style chord progression. We're going to use some open position chords, and we're going to keep the strum real nice and easy. Now, this is going to be an example of just a ton of the stuff that's on the actual DVDs. So, what we're going to do is we're going to take an A minor chord, a G chord, and a D chord. Now, keep in mind, this is, countless songs, right? Just those three chords alone are just in hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of songs. So what we can do is apply the rhythm, right, our strum hand, and little things that we can do with this hand to give the song its character and maybe take it from just chords to actually sounding like a memorable song. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down, 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 up for our strum pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, and switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, and. Now what I'm doing right here is just kind of a rock and roll style G. You can do that style G. There's multiple fingerings of this chord that you can do, multiple ways to play it. In rock music, a lot of people take off this first finger, and what we do is we mute the A string with this finger, and then we just put our ring and pinky on the 3rd fret of the B and E. It's just really cool, rock and roll, baby. All right, so from there we're going to go to a D chord, and we're going to apply the same strum pattern. Those are going to be the 3 chords for now in, say, our intro/chorus sounding progression. So we got. Now, if you noticed on the D chord, I've played the progression, or the strum pattern, I should say, 2 times in a row. So, if we broke it down really slowly. Right, so now it's starting to take shape. It's starting to have kind of a groove to it, a feel, right, kind of a mood, all just by what we've done with this hand, right? So what we're going to do is concentrate on things we can do with this hand and this hand in a simple series of chords to really add some excitement. Now what we can do is we can take our same chords that we have and we can do what's called a hammer-on, and that means we're just going from an open string, let's say, for an example, and then actually hammering onto a note. You can do a hammer on like this, which you're going to see all the time in guitar solos, different melody lines, all that sort of thing. So all I'm doing now is hammering open strings. I'm picking the same strings I would normally pick for the chord, and I'm just hammering on the shape of the chord. right? I'm not being super specific. It's all open. There's no muting going on, so it sounds good. It's a definite feel now we've got. It's a definite kind of more memorable than just playing. Right now we got. Right? So it's now we're taking it just one step further. Cool little hammer-ons and pull-offs. Or hammer-ons thus far. We can do pull-offs later as well. Then what we can do is we can add more feel with this hand. Right, and apply what's called palm muting. Now, all you do for palm muting is you use this part of your hand, the real fleshy part of the palm of your hand, really kind of the side of your hand, and you just gently lay that on the strings where it comes over the bridge right in front of it, so you actually hear the actual notes themselves ringing, but they're muted. Right now, you can apply muting much more the more you move your hand around, or you can also do it down here. An example of that might be something like, right, or right, where you're actually deadening out all of the strings themselves and getting more of a rhythmic feel, or almost like a drum set, right, out of the groove that you're playing with your strumming hand. So it's more of a rhythmic thing, right, and kind of sets you into that drummer category almost when you're playing by yourself with a guitar. And then when you lock that sort of thing in with an actual drummer in a band, it sounds really tight, really percussive. It's a very, very cool effect. But in this instance, we want to hear the sustain of those chords just muted a little bit. So now what I've done is I've taken the top string, or the root note of our chord, and I'm going to go 1, 2, muted, 3, down, up. Okay, so all I've done is I've taken the top note of each chord, the A string on our A minor chord, the E string on our G chord, and the D string on our D chord, and I've applied 2 palm mutes to it. Okay, now we can add back in our hammer-ons and apply palm muting. We can break away from the strum pattern a little bit, keep that same vibe, that same feel. Right, so we're just minutely changing our strum pattern. We're actually sticking to it on some of the chords to keep that feel intact. And then we're just using little things to kind of throw it in there, add a little pizzazz, you know, just keep the ear from getting bored and falling off and being sad that you've heard the same thing 57 times in a row, right? We're spicing it up a little bit, but doing it really simply, right? We can also pick out single strings out of our chord. Take a very, very simple chord progression, and just wherever we're at, we can start with down, 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 up, right? Down, 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 up. Do that progression for just at the beginning phase. You can do that with just one chord and get this hand, the feel down, and just practice one chord. Then go to the next chord, get the feel down, the chord down, next chord, and just do it one chord at a time, and then, you know, go from here to here. Or here. See, right there, you're actually making a new song, a new music, a new chord progression. You're taking the same chords from the same song that we did, putting them in a different order, maybe going back and forth between two before you switch to the third or whatever. But it's very easy to see where song progressions and all these famous songs that we've heard time in and, over and over again in our lives come from very basic beginnings. Now, obviously, there's virtuoso players out there, but it still starts from those familiar chords and those familiar progressions that we've heard before. So give that a shot. Take it really slow. Remember the whole goal, especially when you're beginning. Keep it fun, keep it light down here, not too much pressure. Really try to keep in mind that you don't need to kill your fingers to get on there. Just really as light as you can, and then until it makes a sound. And then really try to do that each given finger that you have, applying the same pressure. That will keep it fun, keep it light, and before you know it, you'll be playing tons and tons of songs that you've heard your whole life and be like, that's not so bad. Yes! Now remember, positive, fun, loving, the goal, awesomeness. I want you to be better and better at guitar. So whether or not you are just awesome at guitar already, take a step back. There's always something to learn. Or if you are new on the trail, I am positive these will help you. And I'm going to give multiple copies away for all you guys out there. Make sure you comment below if you want those for free. Check out that link down below in the description part. That is what you can win. All right, you guys, I will catch you next time.